Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Beyond.a.ball podcast. It's your host Ian. Joining me as always is Justin, and it is with some really unfortunate and sad news today, listeners, to announce that Arsenal are the Premier League champions of 2026. Justin, how do you feel today? I feel melancholic. Melancholic, I think, is the word I'm going to go with today.
It's a big
Melancholic.
word right there, E.
Melancholic. I don't even think I'm saying it the right way.
It's okay because
Melancholic.
I don't even know what the hell it means, so you could have just went with it. Uh yeah, again, I think I actually thought it was gonna go down to the last day. I thought we were gonna get a
Yeah.
kickoff all at the same time again on Sunday at 11. Uh Thought it was really gonna come down to that. I know we did talk about a couple weeks ago that I think it was actually you said it that this was probably going to be Man City's toughest fixture when we did those last
Mhm.
five fixtures. And to be fair, I thought Bournemouth did a really good job against them uh, today. But I do think a big factor did play with this whole Pep news that we're going to go into we'll go into later, which I think affected the players. But as much as I hate to say it, I do have to congratulate Arsenal. One of the most boringest teams to watch. Uh, but again, at the end of the day, it's you won your title. Uh, you can have your 1 year of bragging rights. I don't want to hear this going on for the next 10 years.
Mhm. Yeah.
Unless you win nine in a row. But to the Arsenal fans out there, congratulations to you guys. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess you gotta tip gotta tip your cap where it's due, but yeah, I think to your point, I don't want to hear about it for the next 10, 15 years. But nonetheless, we have an action-packed, well, not action-packed. Well, sure, I'll give you some action-packed episode ahead of you today, listeners. We will be opening up with that Arsenal championship, kind of go a little more in depth on their match that they played today, or not their match they played today, that City played today, that kind of gave Arsenal the championship. But we'll go over just a little bit more in-depth Arsenal and kind of what's next for them. They do have a big game match coming up in Budapest for the Champions League final, in the not too far away future. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Middlesbrough, who will be playing Hull City on Saturday and not Southampton, for who will be promoted in the Premier League. Some shocking news today coming out regarding Southampton and their punishment for Spygate 2.0. And then we're going to get into the coaching changes. A lot has been going on most recently. Huge, that's not even a managerial change in Chelsea. So we'll get into that. We also have my good old friend Jose going back to Real Madrid. So we'll dive into both, kind of unpack those. Then we're going to dive into some more Premier League awards. We have a few interesting kind of topics that, aren't your typical awards that you're going to see presented at the, Premier League dinner. We didn't get the invite to the Premier League awards banquet dinner this season,
What
unfortunately.
a
Maybe next
shame.
year. But yeah, we got a few of our own awards that we're going to be giving out. We got a few trophies in the cabinet I could send out there. And then we're going to wrap up with what this weekend looks like in the Premier League. We still have a few matches that are going to decide European football, obviously decide relegation with Tottenham's loss today to Chelsea. We're going to just take a look at what the standings and the table look like in Serie A. Things are really tight in those Champions League spots. And then take a look at the last weekend in La Liga as well. So a lot ahead of us today, listeners. Jay, wait, you ready to rock?
Yeah, let's rock on this 95-degree day.
Yes, very hot out there, 95 degrees. And Justin, it is funny before we go any further. I just realized you're signed in as me on Zoom. Yeah, look at the bottom. Ian Wookich. You never change accounts.
Well, well, yeah,
That's funny.
I would have never
Okay.
noticed.
Yeah, no, it's the little things. Anyway, diving in, listeners. Yes, we have Arsenal first, champions of the Premier League, and Justin, you kind of hit on it before in a couple of different things, a couple of different ways. I actually agree with you here. One, the most boring Premier League winner of all time. True. Two, I don't want to hear it for the next 10 years. Yes, Why? Because I've already fucking heard it. I'm listening to Talk Sport right before we got on, and one of those callers called up, and I told you before, but I'm going to tell the listener as well. They said I'm sorry, Arteta is one of the top managers in Premier League history, and he was able to make Pep leave the Premier League with his tail between his legs. And if that doesn't sum up a typical Arsenal fan, then I don't know what does. Just absolute delusion. He then went on to say that London has been red for the last 20 years. Every day for the last 20 years. I'm sorry, mate. We've won a lot of shit over the last 20 years on a blue side. So that's the problem here, and that's why I hate it. I don't really have a problem with most of Arsenal's players. Most of them are pretty seem to be pretty lovely fellows, right? Have a good attitude. I like Declan Rice, seems like a really nice guy. Arteta, he's out there, but honestly, if you were like Mikel Arteta is the next Chelsea manager, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Like we're in a good spot. I do like Mikel Arteta a lot. I do think he's a pretty solid manager, but it really is a lot of, it's the fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to.
No, yeah, I think you kind of hit it on the spot. Uh, Again, it's more just the way the fans react, and I understand the excitement coming from a club who I think it's been 20 years, Ian, if I'm
Yeah.
correct. I think it's been 20 years since they won a Premier League title, so obviously I think you are going to get a little bit excited as an Arsenal fan just for how long it's been. But yeah, I don't have really don't have much to say about it. It's kind of like it happened. Again, thought it was not to repeat myself. Thought we were going to go to a last game. Obviously, Man City blew it today. So to me now, it's going to actually kind of be interesting now that Arsenal will get that guard of honor at Crystal Palace of what lineup does Arteta now put out when they play Palace? Because obviously that game does not mean anything, but do you want to sit a majority of your starting 11, majority of your players, and then go in, I don't want to say the word cold, but go in cold into the Champions League final when they play PSG?
No, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a really good point, right? Like he's gonna have to decide what he wants to do. I think he's probably gonna split them. He'll probably
Split 'em,
play a
yeah.
little bit of everybody, probably 45-45, because to your point, that Champions League final isn't until May
The week.
30th. So they would,
So
yeah, I mean, they'll have a ton of time the very
they'll have
next week.
about a week, right?
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah, a week.
So if you're talking some of these players like Gyökeres or Odegaard, sitting them or Saka, that would be from the 17th to the 30th. I mean, there is such a thing as too much rest because you play out
Yeah.
of like you can get out of form, right? Like so you don't want to get yourself out of form. So I think he'll rotate. I think he'll keep his players sharp.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, he's also got so many players
Yeah, you
to
just don't
choose
want to risk
from.
injury as well.
Right. I think he almost goes in with like a hey, this doesn't mean anything type of deal. Like let's play for more possession.
Yeah.
Maybe like let's not go for goals. I mean, he'll figure it out how he wants to do it. Or he'll fuck everything up because he does a really good job at getting his players hurt. He does do that.
That's fair. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting if there's actually any Arsenal fans out there listening to this podcast just to kind of hear your guys' thoughts about how you guys are as a team this year. Like if you kind of agree that hey, you guys weren't the most exciting team team this year to win the Premier League, but you had a tactical coach who was very defensive and your back line did a good job, or you guys may just disagree and say you're one of the best Arsenal teams that we've seen in a while and you're exciting to watch. So I think it'd be
But that's the
I
thing. I don't even think they're one of the best Arsenal teams in a while. Like
yeah,
this is their lowest point total in a while, right? To win the. I mean, they were coming in second on like 90 plus points in the past. Like I don't think. I think the Premier League was just weak in general this season, but I think Arteta's tactics were just so boring. I mean, yeah, sure, Arsenal fans, if you want to leave a comment as to why they're not the most boring champion of all time, like I do, go ahead, try to tell me that. But here's my next question, because we're going to get into managerial changes shortly. Seeing as the big dogs have kind of, well, not the big dogs, well, the big dog in Man City has changed their coach. Do you think that puts Arsenal as the front runner for next season? Do you think they could repeat? Do you think Arsenal adds pieces this summer to repeat and strengthen?
So coaching wise now in the Premier League, and I know obviously Arteta hasn't been good with getting trophies in his career, but obviously getting the Premier League now and the possible Champions League, and with all the coaches that are in the Premier League and the squads on each team, that I think they are favorites. And
Mm,
to be fair, right now, I'd probably say they're heavy favorites, if I'm being honest right now. I
okay.
don't, and I think you're always gonna have Man City, and obviously we're gonna talk about the coaching situation there. Liverpool, who knows what's gonna happen with Slot? I think if Slot
Yeah.
stays there, I don't think they have a chance. Uh,
Yeah.
Obviously Chelsea, we just got Xabi Alonso, which we'll talk about. I don't think we'll be ready yet.
Mm,
So I don't think Arsenal needs to add much. I think defensively they're fine. Maybe add one or two pieces just for squad depth. I think their forwards and wingers are not really going to change. Uh, Obviously Saka, Gyökeres, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. I don't think there's much there. Maybe you get another one or two pieces in the central mid, just to again rotate players because they're going to be in all these competitions next year. But I think they're heavy favorites going into next season. I don't think they're going to add more. Will they? Depends who they want out in that market.
yeah. No, I agree. I think he'll add, I think I'm 100% agreement. I think they'll add a few pieces. I think they'll be heavy favorites again after this season, especially with Pep leaving. I think they will be heavy favorites. So, yeah, I mean, I hope it's not a repeat. I don't want like the old glory days of Arsenal to kind of come back. The
Yeah,
old glory days of like what 3 years that they had that stretch there. Like that's what it was. It was 3 years, and that's the crazy thing is that Arsenal fans will make you believe that 3 year stretch in the early 2000s was like some eternity. It was 3 fucking years. It was 3 fucking years. 3 fucking years. Fuck off. Fuck
Gee,
off.
oh God. So when anyone
I'm
see, when
serious.
I
Do you
when
hear City fans calling up and being like, oh, blah, blah, blah? Like, they have every right to say that shit. City fans also won two cha trophies this year. Oh my gosh, I can't with this.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
I mean, that's,
I
yeah.
also think it is a little different because obviously, like all Arsenal fans say this, but then you say like Man City fans like obviously own the Premier League for a while, and everything's just they bought their team, they bought the club, they bought their team, which is
Well,
yeah.
Arsenal,
Go ahead,
they bought their team as well.
debatable, but okay.
They paid $100 million for fucking Declan Rice. They bought
Yeah, but I think
Jokeris. The only
I
player
think
they didn't buy in that starting lineup is Saka. Odegaard, they bought. Zubamendi, they bought. Jokeris, they bought. Martinelli, they bought. Trossard, they bought. Martinelli, or yeah, Jesus, they bought from Man City.
all right, your point's taken.
Gabriel, they bought.
Okay, I'll shut up now.
Are they Englishmen? Justin. If you're gonna think a homegrown, just go through their starting lineup. Be like,
That
okay,
is
is he
true.
English?
Very
No,
true.
he's not. Like, yeah, I mean, so yeah, they spent equally a ton of money. I understand your point. Obviously, City spent a lot more money. They also have like 118 charges against them for
Yeah,
like money for spending
that's
that they
something else
have.
we'll talk about with this
Well, I don't
Spygate
know
thing.
if I don't think we ever will. I think those are gone.
Yeah.
I think those now that Pep is gone, I think those charges are going to go with him. You know what I mean? Like I think, but maybe Pep is retiring because of the charges. I don't know, but
All right. So
yeah,
go
go
ahead and
ahead.
finish up. No, finish up. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to blabber more about the charges and Pep leaving. Like
All right.
I
Yeah.
honestly, I would not be surprised if a lot of those charges left because he's going.
All right. So let's go into the next topic with the coaching changes since we're on the Pep situation.
Are we going to skip right over Middlesbrough?
No, we will come back to Pep in a bit. We will talk about the Spygate.
Yeah, we can talk Spygate. But no, I liked how that. Well, let's get into the coaches, and we'll go into Middlesbrough at the end.
Okay. So where do you think? Obviously, rumor is well, not rumor is it came out that Pep obviously is leaving City.
Sure.
Where do you think Pep goes now?
I think he takes. I'm sorry, choking on my own words here. I think he takes a sabbatical, and I think because when he made the big move from Barcelona to Bayern Munich. He took that sabbatical. So I think his next step is definitely to take a sabbatical. And then I think it's another challenge. I don't think it's back to Spain. It can't be back to Spain. It cannot be back to Spain unless it's to some reunion with Barca down the road. Like it's not going to be Real Madrid. He's not going to coach against Barcelona. He's a Catalan through and through. Like that's not going to happen. Um, Serie A, maybe. Would it be crazy for him to coach at like Juventus? No. But honestly, where I see Pep is going to be at more of a national team level in his
I
next
was
role.
just about to
Or,
ask that.
you know what I really do think? What is the newest soccer stadium going in the United States right now? It's almost done. It's right next to your favorite baseball team.
Here, Kev City, NYFC.
Who owns NYFC? That's part of Manchester United or City. Like that's the same. That's the
True,
City
true.
group.
Yeah, you. No,
I
I don't.
know, but Pep loves New York. Where did he go on his sabbatical? He
That is true.
stayed in New
Yeah,
York. He loves New York City. He's been very adamant about it. And if this is a feeder to Man City, this is his way of staying in City. And then his boy, Maresca, this is I'm not going to get there. Soon we will. But then his boy Maresca's at City. They play the same way. Here you go. Right here's your feeder of youth talent in America to Manchester City. If that is
it's,
something that Pep would do,
it's not a bad
100%.
take at
No,
all.
it's not,
I
because
would
that's
have
something
never.
he would do.
Yeah, I would have never thought about that though.
Honestly, when I was driving past the stadium the other day when I got back from California, and then when I saw Pep was retiring, that's the first thing that I thought of because that stadium's almost done. It's huge. I don't know if you've seen it,
I haven't
listeners. Like
seen it yet.
it's huge.
Huge.
And my last recruiting firm actually, they sent us like this whole thing, like come to the unveiling, like you'll be a guest of honor, blah blah blah. It's going to be like incredible. Like it's going to be like a ridiculous stadium. And then who owns, if we're talking about Hudson River Derby, who's got part ownership in the Red Bulls?
Leipzig, right?
Huh?
Red Bull Leipzig.
Yep. And who is
Yeah.
very close with them right now. Just announced this past.
Xabi Alonso.
Nope. The other one. Nope. He's from Liverpool though.
Wow, Klopp.
Yep.
Yeah. I see
I
where you're
mean,
going with this,
there's
eh?
a lot of paths leading to the MLS, and I don't. Part of me doesn't want it to be true because I don't want to watch like fucking Pep coach NYFC on like a Saturday night. Like I think that would be horrible, but maybe it's not coaching. Maybe it's more of a backroom. I don't know. I don't know. I could see him going to the MLS or a national team. I went all over there. So here are my choices. I mean, this has been a while now. National team, Juventus, or NYCFC are my three all over the place there.
I would love him. I would love to see him at the international level.
But he just he can't buy players and he can't develop players like he likes to. Right?
Yeah,
Like he's
exactly.
a
So, and that's what like you said, a new challenge. That'd be a completely new
at this
challenge of
time in
something
his
he's not.
career, do you think he's gonna want to do that though? He's done it all. Like he may just be like, I don't need that.
I don't know.
Ferguson never did it.
That's true. How old is he? Look it
Pepe's on
up.
the younger side. I mean,
I'm
he
actually gonna
kind
look
of
it up.
got into coaching. I think I want to say he's in his 50s. He got into coaching right out of Barcelona. If he's in his 60s, I'd be shocked.
55.
Yep. Okay. So he's in his mid. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got a lot of coaching time left.
So
Like
so
that's
with him leaving City, obviously rumors, well, basically according to it, the terms have already been agreed to with Enzo Maresca coming in. How do you how do you think that changes City? Because
I'm going
obviously
to take them to finish outside of the top four next year.
because
Um,
obviously with Pep there, like end of a tactical era, a full identity could reset after like 10 years of dominance. How do you think Enzo takes this team? Do you think he tries to, again, obviously they're very good friends. They know each other, coach with each other. Do you think he tries to continue this style? Do you think he tries something else?
I don't know, man. All I know is he's gotten handed the keys to like the most expensive, biggest house and biggest car ever, and been like, okay, don't fuck this up. But like, he's a child; he's gonna fuck it up. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna get the risk. This is a crazy appointment to me. Like, I know he's so close to Pep, and like, I think the playing style will be rather similar. So I don't.
Hmm
And I think the message is probably going to be similar too. Like Maresca is very, him and Pep are very close. They have a very
Yeah,
similar message. I think probably the way they talk to their players, but he can't throw players under the bus where I think he did sometimes at Chelsea. He's not going to be able to do that. But I have a really tough time thinking that him going into that locker room, he's going to have the same amount of respect that Pep had. I'm gonna,
agreed.
and I don't think it's, mm, I don't think that City group is the type of group that are going to do that, pull like a big league on him type of deal, because I don't think Pep would even have that type of personality in the locker room to begin with. But you now have, you lost Pep, who's probably one of, if not the best, one of the best coaches of all time, managers of all time, and you're replacing him with somebody who finished mid-table at Chelsea, and coached Leicester
And
City in the
Leicester said it
championship.
before.
Right.
Yeah,
So like it's very, he doesn't have elite experience. It's hard for me to see him grabbing that group's attention, but it's such a deep team. It is such a good team. I think a little more curious to see who leaves and who comes in the
yes,
summer, right? These transfer windows for Man City have always historically been so big, right? The two acquisitions over the winter in Gay and Semenyo were
Spaniard.
such a
Yeah,
huge addition for them. Even just coming in second, it was to add depth. Right. And a lot of that is because of Pep. It's because of the scouting and it's because of him in general, right? Players want to play for Pep. Do players want to play for Enzo Maresca? I don't know, man. The players at Chelsea didn't want to, and the players at Chelsea
yeah.
are way worse than the players at Man City or the prospective players at Man City. So what my thinking and what I'm seeing is that there's going to be a regression at City. It's going to be slow, but I think the regression we're going to see is when star players stop re-signing contracts, when
Contracts.
Holland stops re-signing, when one of them are fed up and they want to leave, when Cherky doesn't re-sign, when so many, right, or when the big names stop coming in. Like, hey, why aren't we getting these big name players for like almost like a discount anymore? Right.
No, yeah, no,
Um,
I agree. Like I was thinking the same thing. It was like who's gonna leave, who's gonna stay, and like even these players who do stay, how is their role gonna change? And I love
right,
using Nico. I love using Nico O'Reilly as an example. Like his role on that Manchester City team is so unique
right.
in that
Is
left
Enzo
backs.
going to be able to do that?
Exactly. Is he gonna have that freedom
Hmm.
for Nico O'Reilly to go join the central middle of the field? Like I even look at Holland, like just Holland and Enzo, like coaching, like it just
Well,
doesn't.
that's a huge
Yeah,
issue. That's going to be a huge
exactly.
issue because we know how Enzo Maresca plays, and it's not to feed the
No.
striker, and it's not to try to score goals. Like it
Hmm.
really, legitimately, it's not to try to score goals.
Yeah, so no, I think it's going to be interesting, and like you said, if Man City don't have a good year next year and can't
Ooh-wee.
can't
Yeah,
can't compete again, Arsenal could win,
they could walk
bring
away
it
with it.
could bring it back to Arsenal again. They
And I
could
don't
win
want to
this
see
by
it. I don't want to see it
yeah
because I do like Man City and I like the players they have. I do like a lot of those guys. They're like good attitude guys. I love Holland. Like I love his
yeah.
personality. I think he's a great guy. Um, Yeah, I just don't want him to get fucked over. But I unfortunately, I saw, I've seen this before. Point blank period with a worse team, and he somehow regressed an already pretty bad team, which
Yeah.
was shocking. But speaking of the Blues, we got a manager. We got a damn good one. I never would have expected in a million years Xabi Alonso coming to Chelsea and not only being the coach, but being the manager. 4-year deal, and I'm like over the
Not a
moon.
7 year deal, not a 7 year.
I'm over the moon because in that room with him, he must have said like, I'm not coming here unless you
Yes.
like are gonna play by my fucking rules. Like,
And
I'm
that's
not
the
doing this
biggest
shit.
thing. Yes,
And
that
that's
was the
why they
one
made him the
thing.
manager and not a coach. And I think that's how they got him. They must have, and good on Blue Cow, honestly. On like, well, fuck them. But like, good on them for finally realizing, because I mean, they could have taken this for another 10 years. Like, you know what I mean? They could have pulled a Tottenham and been like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to stay stuck in our way.
Hmm.
Good on them for being like, you know what? Our fans hate this. We're seeing like pretty clear regression, especially from talented players. Like, let's get somebody in who might know what they're doing, and like, let's give him reign of who he wants to bring in to see if he's going to play. I can't wait to see the axe chop. I can't wait to see how many players he gets rid of. I'm so excited for all of it. I'm excited to see 3 players at the back with 5 in the midfield. to see us just like, oh God, I can't wait. It's gonna be just great football. It's gonna be a 3-4-2-1, and we're just gonna we're gonna eat up balls. Eat up balls, yeah. We're gonna eat up the opponent trying to get out of their
Oh
own half.
man.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be good. And it's the other thing too is like we have a somebody who has won a lot as a player. So it's not like you're coming through that room and you're like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
Enzo's got a World Cup. Cole Palmer, they got, a couple, awards here and there. Alonso's coming in, he's like, I fucking won it all, motherfuckers. Like, you better listen to me. I've done it. And I've done it as a coach too, right? Like I've won the Bundesliga as a coach. So like he
No.
has pedigree. I love it. I love it. It couldn't
No,
have been a
yeah.
better signing. And I don't think we talked about this a few weeks ago. We were pretty off in who we thought were going to come in. We
Yeah,
said, I don't
I
think he
didn't
was even on like a prediction.
no, I didn't see it coming. Obviously, I knew he was on that list, but I don't think he was one of the top three managers in the conversation. I know you went on the odds about it the one day you went online to check the odds, and I know he wasn't close to being the manager. And to be honest, it came quick too.
It was
Like,
very quick.
yeah, it was probably like a week. I'd probably say like a week, week and a half. And I know they said he'd be, I think the beginning of June, June 1st is his first day in charge.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but like you said, like I think he's a coach that's he's gonna come in, modern fit. He's gonna bring in a long-term structure. He's got an identity, possession, and flexible pressure. He's very good at developing young players. We saw him do that in the Bundesliga. Uh, couple things I am a little worried about is he's going to face a little bit of challenges from the fans and a little bit of the ownership. Even though he's the manager, I still think there's going to be pressure from the ownership because if we don't get results quickly, just
Yeah.
because we've been in this rebuilding mode for the last 5 years, fans are going to start to get on him and things like that. But I think for Chelsea, like this is probably the most excitement we've probably have had as fans and
Oh, yeah.
supporters for a new coach coming in, probably since I would probably for me, I know you're not a big fan of him, Tommy Tuchel. I liked him as a coach. I know you weren't a big fan. I was really excited for that. I think everything after that, it was kind of like, not really
Yeah.
trust in him, anything like that. But this is something like I'm hoping we, as a club, and like you said, he probably came in right away and said, I want this, I want this. I'm not listening to your bullshit. Is we give him the support and we have him for a couple of years.
Yeah. And I hope the fans and the organization actually back him and give him a shot. I think
Yes,
he's I think he's I think he's going to be what helps us kind of get to that next level and navigates us through this. I think he also could be the one that unlocks Cole Palmer, right? Having been a
because of
midfielder in
the style
the
of play
style
he
of
likes.
play,
Yes.
right? And the ability to coach him,
Hmm.
right? The ability to coach him the way Pep was coaching him, and now he fell under these bad coaches. Now you have a good coach and a guy who is a terrific player who you could actually maybe learn something from,
No.
right? So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see what's going to happen in Chelsea. I'm excited to see what could come in through the window. They were saying Igor Thiago was what they're looking at over the summer. Maybe two striker up front.
It's just to me, it's just going to be interesting who goes and who stays. Like obviously the two biggest rumors of players who were leaving were Cucurella supposedly going to Barcelona, and who knows if he's going to stay with Xabi Alonso. Because I keep seeing rumors that he could be that left wing back with Hato back as left back. But now, did you see Enzo's first goal today?
It was sick.
Did you see his celebration?
No.
He was
Should I
like
be concerned?
he was on the phone like trying to call someone.
Oh no.
So that kind of gave me I was just like nice goal and then he's just the old Griezmann celebration when he used to go like that, but it was just him basically holding a phone next to his ear. And that kind of just gave me thoughts right there. It's like, does he want to leave
No.
or is this just him trying to get maybe pressure off him or something like that? Because to be fair, if we're talking about players, I think Enzo's probably been I know
He's the one guy I don't want to lose right now.
Yeah, and Joe Pedro won our player of the year for Chelsea. I don't know if you saw that today, but
He's
Enzo is
not our player
probably
of the year. Enzo is our player of the
and
year.
yeah, he had 20 they just came out 20 contributions, goals and assists all season from a central midfielder, which isn't bad, but I don't want him to
True.
leave. Obviously
Yeah, no, I don't want
there's
to lose him.
obviously there's some players I can give care less about, you can get rid of. But I
Probably
think
most of them.
I think Xabi Alonso right there. You go get an experienced center back
Hmm.
right away. You go get a goalkeeper. Sorry,
Hmm.
I'm still not sold on Sanchez. Uh, you go get another outside winger. See you later, see you later, Garnacho.
Hmm.
Net. I have heard rumors of them letting Neto go as well. We'll see with that one. And then going to get a probably another striker, they said, because they'll get rid of the lap. And like you said, maybe play that two up top. Because there's another kid from Madrid they were looking at as well. I forget his name. It's like starts with an I.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah. I
I don't know
mean,
his name. Yeah.
there's definitely a pretty big overhaul they need to do. I would love to bring all the players in, but that means we got to sell again, right? So it's just another influx of in and out. So
Yeah.
let's see if they can do it.
Excitement though from Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh,
What
for
can we
sure.
say here?
Some of the most excitement in a while for the Blues.
Literally.
And then the other big coaching change, I don't think I'm missing any other ones, but the next one I wanted to talk about, and the big one in La Liga, has been Jose Mourinho to Real Madrid. And we kind of talked on this last time
Yes.
we went over this, and I was like, Justin, they're pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. And yeah, it's now officially official. Mourinho back in La Liga, back with Real Madrid. I don't know. I love Jose Mourinho, but let's see. It's such a shit show down there. I don't know. And I said it before, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like I don't think it's a coaching thing here. I think it's a player thing, right? Like at the end of the day, as long as Kylian Mbappe is on that team and Vinicius, I think you're going to have power struggles. I think you're going to have power struggles over who controls the locker room. I think you're going to have power struggles over who plays striker, power struggles over who plays the left side, power struggles over who's the primary goal scorer, right? Who's the one that should take the penalties, get the spotlight. Like I feel like there is a divide in the locker room that has nothing to do with the coaches that should be addressed first, but I don't
No.
think it
Yeah.
will be. So I honestly, I've said it before. Would it shock me if Real Madrid, Jose Mourinho, for one season was able to get Real Madrid back on top? No. But would it also shock me if in 6 months Real Madrid had a new coach? Like 6 months from now, like in November? Also no.
Also no. Yeah. I think it's more of a
So like it's so toxic. Like it's a
so
volcano.
yeah.
It could erupt at any time.
I think it's more of a short term thing than a long term thing.
Yeah,
And
100%.
again, like you kind of just went into it, I feel like it's get the locker room together now, or it's only going to get worse here. And like
I
you
think he
said,
wants to. I think they want to ready, not steady the boat a bit
but yeah,
before bringing in a next long-term hire.
and I do think Jose is hopefully that guy who could get that locker room appointed to quickly. I think like getting create a strong hierarchy in the locker room. But I think it's going to be very clear win now, get the players under control. Because if they don't get results quickly going to that next season, they're taking a big step backwards.
Mhm.
But yeah, we said this was going to happen last episode. Like you said, those odds were 9-2. Uh, so it should be interesting for Madrid. I think out of all three of the coaching changes, I think this one is the riskiest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. hundred
Yeah,
percent.
as
I
much
mean,
as
but here's the whole thing. I think anybody going into Real Madrid right now is at
that.
risk.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
think
true.
I think this is just a very risky job right now. I
Probably
don't
no.
I
Yeah,
don't think any manager in the world could go
wants
in
it.
there. Even Pep, I don't think could go in there and get this team together in the short term. I think this is like a fool's mission. I almost think that like nobody else just wanted it and they're like, all right, Mourinho, come on back. Like I don't know. I don't know what other conversations they were having.
Need like a Navy SEAL in there to get their ass
Yeah, like
together.
it's not good. Like I don't know if that's a very coveted job right now. I mean, like you got the man, like the owner, Perez, like arguing with fans mid-match, like having them like taken out
Yeah.
of the stadium because they don't agree with him. Like I don't know. I'm good on. I mean, if you gave me the keys to them, I would take them. But like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Jay. Any other coaches that were missing any other moves recently? I mean, it's pretty early for all these coaching moves to be happening, like before the
See,
season's even over. But I don't think anything else, right?
no, but those three coaches will be nice because they'll get obviously they'll get They won't get all their players for the World Cup, but they'll get a head start on the friendlies and stuff over the
And
summer and things
they
like
wanted
that.
him in for like I'm sure for like the transfer window too.
Yes,
But
exactly. And I think that's the biggest part is if they're going to come in and manage the team, they want a big say in who they're going to bring. You didn't want again for us obviously with the interim coach and we can say obviously for Man City with Pep, if they're still the coach until let's say August, they're bringing in players and then Xabi Alonso comes in and Enzo comes in. Those are players they may not want and they may not fit in their system that they're bringing.
oh, you mean like what Manchester United did when they brought in Amarim after they fired what's his face after like 2 games of the new season? What was his fucking name?
All
Huh?
all soccer, whatever his name was.
No, the one before Amarim, the
Before
coach.
Amber?
Yeah. Hey, coach at Man U before Amarim. Ten Hag.
Ah, there it is.
Ten Hag was the coach for like 2 matches and then brought in Amarim. Nice job. Um, Anyway, that is it for the coaching changes that we have that we've got going on so far. Next, we're going to hop into these Premier League awards. Like we said before, we had a few new awards that we wanted to give out. Well, not new, but kind of our own awards that we wanted to give out, a little bit different. So the first award that we have is the biggest flop signing of the season. Jay White, who do you have? I know you constructed a lot of these.
Yeah. So my biggest flop of the season, Liverpool striker Alexander Isak.
Yeah,
And
and yeah.
obviously injuries play a big part of it. Obviously he had that nasty injury, but unfortunately it's part of what you do when you pay 145 million euros for
Mhm.
a player. Uh 14 matches in the Premier League, 3 goals, 1 assist. 7 matches in the Champions League, 0 goals, 0 assists. So for a striker for 145 million euros and those stats, and I know you came back from injury, starting to get back into things, but I don't think those stats are good enough. I don't think he was great for Liverpool. I do think Arne Slot was a big issue of the way they used him and stuff like that, but I still think for that much money for Liverpool, it's my biggest flop this season.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's tough to disagree with that one. I mean, having being paid like the most money of all time, I would typically agree with that. But I'm going to go in a different direction. Liam Delap, Chelsea, because he scored no goals this season.
I
He's
had him for my biggest impact signing.
impacting what?
I'm just kidding.
Impacting what? We didn't, what we signed for like 35, definitely less than 40 million. So I know it's not a huge,
I think it was 28 to be
I
honest.
know it's not a huge money signing by any stretch of the imagination, but 0 goals for Chelsea. And he played a lot of matches. He had, I mean, he had like his 8th yellow card today. I mean, way more yellow cards than like probably shots on fucking target this season. Like just so abysmal, like really just a horrific player. An awful signing to me.
He,
He's going to
he
go with
had
my biggest flop
he had 1 goal.
for the Premier League or for the season. I think it's for the season, not for the Premier League. Check when that was played. I think it was the Carabao
Premier he,
Cup
he had 1 goal in the Premier League.
against who?
Uh, I don't know if that's I'd have to go deep into that.
Deep into that. Good. How many matches has he played?
27 started 12. This is just the Premier League though, obviously.
Oh, that's a lot. That's more than Isak.
That is true. That is very true. He scored against Fulham on January 7th.
Wow. What a guy. Hell of a year.
He did
Yeah,
score he did score 3 against Hull City.
I'm sticking with him. I'm sticking with Liam Delap as my biggest flop signing of the season because he was supposed to be like a bona fide number 2 for us. For a while, we actually thought he might be our number 1.
Yeah,
We signed him
that's the
like
crazy part.
we signed him last Club World Cup, and before we got Pedro, we're like, yeah, we could go home with him as number 1. He scored 12 goals last season. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, awful.
He did score
He's
against
my
Barca in
big,
the Champions League too.
I don't give a shit. He's my flop signing of the season.
All right,
Um,
so
and then the
yeah.
next one we have here, if we have biggest flop, we're going to have best signing. Who is the biggest impact signing of the season?
Oh, biggest impact signing. So I'm actually going on the same route here. I'm going with the same team. I'm going with Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Uh, Again, I think there was another 2 or 3 players I could have put, but I think especially now that we saw that Isak got hurt during the season. I think without Ekitike, I think Liverpool would have been a mid-table team this year.
Hmm.
And especially with all the crap that happened with Salah, how he fell out. But I think when he was healthy, obviously had that nasty injury too, which is going to keep him out of the World Cup. He was scoring goals for them, dynamic, put the ball in the
Yeah.
back of the net, beat you one on one, hold the play. Thought he was really good. I thought the first 3 or 4 games for Liverpool, I was like, this kid's going to put up 30 goals this season.
Yeah.
That's how dangerous he
Yeah.
looked. Uh, and I
Started
think
with the Community Shield too. He went off.
yeah, and I think going into next year, he's going to be a top player fighting for the Golden Boot next year.
Hopefully he stays healthy, or hopefully he
Yeah,
gets healthy. Right, that's the big
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
I'm going to stay with a fellow Frenchman as well. I'm going to go with Ryan Cherky at
Mm,
Manchester City. I
can't
think,
go on that
you know,
one.
obviously they finished in second, but he's got a lot. He's going to have a lot of votes for football their year. I think he plays a great style of football. I think he really helped contribute out of the attacking midfield position for them. It's a kind of a shame that Pep didn't just start him week in and week out. That did confuse me a bit, and I think
It's
that
weird
was
him not starting today.
yeah, it just goes to show that Pep like was just starting to out like overcoach himself. Like out like I don't know what he was kind of trying to do towards the end with some of the rotation and just I'm not sure with that, but I think Cherky was an excellent signing for them, and I think that what they really needed was a good piece of the attacking midfield. So I'm excited to see as well what's going to happen with him moving forward. I almost went with Victor Gyökeres just because they won today,
Hmm.
but I didn't. I
No,
didn't.
Turkey's fun to watch, man. Like the ball
He's
just
really fun to watch.
sticks to his foot.
It does. It almost looks like Messi. Like it never leaves more than
Yeah.
like 6 inches out in front of him.
Hmm.
I think another really high impact signing too has been Matheus Cunha. Like I don't think statistic wise with goals and assists there's been a lot, but he's been a week in and week out starter for the most point
Yeah.
for Man U and has played like
Yeah.
a really essential part of that front forward rotation, even if it is just taking additional runners to cover him. Like that's something that they didn't have in the past.
Yeah. To
Or
be fair,
Cisco. I could go with
I was just saying,
any
and
of
you
those
could
fest,
and you can have
but
Mbeumo.
Embuemo.
No.
I would not go with him.
Yeah.
I would not go with him based on you saw the group chat the other day. He missed fucking more chances, bro. I could have put some of those away.
Yeah,
Well, maybe not me, but
the only
like,
reason I'd put him still on there is because like those three scored 10 goals each this entire season, which three
yeah,
new signings come and give you 10 goals. So I'd probably say like as a club, Man U probably did the best with the transfer window
yeah,
bringing in
they did.
players.
They did.
But no, those are all
And they
all
did.
good players.
And honestly, they probably could have more, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Had you just not had Amarin start coaching like from the
Yeah.
start of the season, right?
Start of
Like
the
he
season,
was
yeah.
probably like the biggest roadblock to their success. Well, actually is the biggest roadblock to their success. Um, and that can kind of lead us into manager of the season. Let's go with manager of the season first before we get into worst manager. Who are you
Well,
going with manager of the season?
I'm gonna let you go here first, eh? Let's see where your brain's at. And it better not be Arteta.
No, it's not gonna be Arteta. It's gonna be Mike Carrick. I think it has to be
Okay.
Carrick. I mean, Man U has just been playing incredible football since he's taken over, brought him up to third place, like restored that whole organization right now. I mean, he really should have a contract. The fact he doesn't is just like is really shocking that I mean, they
I think it's
appointed
gonna come soon.
it should have already come though. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. They've pulled the trigger faster on like can't like coaches who have done
Yeah.
shit.
Maybe
And
they're
now
waiting for
he's
the
got
season to finish. I don't know.
maybe, but he's gotten into the Premier League and have they even lost under him? And if they have, maybe one match,
I think it's only one.
right? So, I mean, he's just done an incredible job. He's brought everyone back alive. He's got guys playing incredible soccer. So, Carrick's my choice.
No, yeah, you can't go wrong. He probably was the best manager this whole new year, I'd say. Like you said,
Sure.
the results man you had, like you said, one loss, and I think like three ties or something. They were really good. I have Unai Emery from Aston Villa. Uh again, I think this year with them, they sustained title challenge pressure. And I just think as a club, like they weren't expected to be in that top four conversation. I think their squad is one of the most balanced squads in Europe regarding trying to compete with the top six teams regarding revenue and money. And I think they're consistently competing at the very top. Like you don't really see them get blown out. They're always in games fighting. And if you really look at them this year, Europa League finals and Champions League football. Like I didn't see that coming from them this year. And they've been so hot and cold this year. started off the league very hot, and then they got really cold, went on a little like 4 or 5 game losing streak, and then kind of got back to the winning side of football. So I'd probably give it to him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't think you can go wrong with him either. I think what he's done at Villa, like for a sustained period of time now, has been really really impressive.
Oh
So
yeah,
I don't think you can't go wrong with him either. Um, Moving forward, we have worst manager of the season. Now, before going any further, we do have 12 managers, might be more, who have been
got fired.
sacked or
Fact.
quit, yeah, already this season. So I'm going to include them
You're
in
gonna
that.
include them or not include them?
I am going to include them because I think
Okay.
for some of them you have to.
Okay, yeah, because I have one as well that got sacked. And I think we may be on the same boat here. I know there's been a lot, but
There has
I
been a
want to
lot.
I want to hear, let's who see we oh my God, let's hear who you have. Is it Chelsea coach?
It's a toss between Liam Rosina and Thomas Frank
I have
because
Thomas
Thomas,
Frank.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Thomas Frank. It was really
Frank as well.
bad. It was
Yes.
really bad. He put them in a really bad position, and then obviously they made brought in Igor Tudor, and there are a few other like Ange Postecoglou really bad, but not his
Yes.
fault. Sean Dyche bad again, they're not really his fault, right? Like some of the stuff that was happening at Nottingham Forest during that time, like I wouldn't really like that manager, the owner is pretty nuts. But yeah, I think Thomas Frank, he had the longest stint in time and put them probably in the worst position.
Yeah, I was the same thing. I literally had 2 wins in 17 league games. Like
Yeah.
just knowing he was there for that long, like they kept him that long,
Yeah.
really almost screwed them. If he's there for another 3 games, they're
They're
probably
they're down already.
they're in relegation zone. And just knowing they still have a chance, and we'll go into this in a little bit later, to still stay up is kind of crazy. Just how bad of a coach he
Oh
was
yeah.
for them.
Oh yeah.
But
It was really
yeah,
bad. Like times at Tottenham were really bad. I mean, they're calling for his head for like months. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean Ruben Amorim too is pretty close up there. He didn't leave Man U that much better off, but it was slightly better than Thomas Frank. So we have our manager, best manager, worst player, best best manager and worst manager. Let's go to most underrated player of the season. What player was, you know, really excellent this season, kind of went under the radar in your books?
so you're never gonna guess who this is, and this is a player who is getting relegated. But I do think
Oh,
is
it's Jared Bowen.
no, it's not.
Damn.
There is
That's mine.
rumors that Chelsea there is rumors that Chelsea do want him though.
Oh, I would love him,
Yeah,
especially if he's getting relegated, get him on the cheap. He's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
But mine is midfielder Joe Gomez from
Uh,
Wolverhampton. And
okay.
listen, I don't wanna stats aren't everything. I know we talk
Right.
about 35 games, only 1 goal, 1 assist.
If you're taking a
But
player from Wolverhampton, yeah, you have to
yes,
assume the
but
stats are not what we're.
yes, but this guy in the midfielder is just like an end. He controls the game, transition, and wins duels consistently. And he just does elite work without media attention. Like he doesn't get that spotlight that he deserves. And with outside the top six, I think he's one of the most complete midfielders in the Premier League.
Mhm.
And I do think at the end of this season, obviously, I think Wolverhampton's obviously they're gonna have some players leave, and I think he's gonna be a player that does leave. And
Yeah.
I hope he does stay in the Premier League because, like I said, he's a great midfielder to watch. So it should be interesting. But he's my most underrated player. An average of a 7.70 rating.
Oh wow,
The whole
that's really
the whole
good.
the whole season on a team that is last place, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I'm going with another team like fighting for that relegation in that relegation zone. I said it before. It is Jared Bowen. I think
Yep.
what he's done for West Ham just throughout his career, like he's just one of those guys that you want on your squad. He's got a 7.15 match rating all
Nice.
season. Yeah, yeah. How about that?
Step up there.
How you like that? I like that. He started all 37 matches. He's got 18 goal contributions in the Premier League this season, 8 goals, 10 assists. Like, and they're not penalties, right? He doesn't take the
Yeah.
penalty kicks for them. Every match that he's playing, you're always seeing him just hustle his ass off. He's the sweatiest one on the field. And then if you look at his statistics, he ranks in the top 85% in every shooting category in the Premier League right now. And we're talking shots, shot on target,
Yeah.
non-penalty, XG. expected goals, right? Passing as well. Like he's at not, his assists are in the top five. Um, Possession, successful dribbles near the top. Like he's great. He's a great player.
No,
I would
yeah.
love him on Chelsea. I'm surprised that West Ham has been able to keep him for as long as they have. Um,
I
yeah,
don't see him staying. That they're
no, he's not
if
going to
they go
go.
if they go
If
down if
he
they go
can't.
down there, he can't stay there. No.
He can't. He helped them win the Conference League only in 2022. Like it wasn't
Yes.
that long ago that West Ham had won that. Yeah. I mean, they actually played in the EFL Cup this year. Oh, not the EFL Cup. I'm sorry. Never mind. Forget I said that. Yeah. Give me
I'm
Jared
gonna look.
Bowen.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at his transfer value. I just want to see what it's at.
It's
40 mil,
a it's a
39
yeah.
mil.
Yeah, it dropped a little bit. I think he is aging a bit.
So
But
yeah,
that is our most underrated player. Now let's go with the most overrated player of the season. Who do you have? I think I have someone. I don't really want to say it out loud.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah, fuck.
Cole Palmer, and I hate saying that as a Chelsea fan, but
Yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud.
it's
I
just
didn't want to
from
say
him
it.
having the year 2 years ago, looking like this guy's going to carry this Chelsea team, and then going to this year, obviously dealing with some injuries, but just has not looked good at all. And is it a manager issue with him going from manager to manager? It could be, but he just doesn't look like himself. He doesn't look like a amazing player, and you probably won't get this from many Chelsea fans that think he's overrated. But I've said that the last like 2 months. He just hasn't been good.
I agree with everything you're saying. That's why my hands in my heads because like it's hard to have seen the fall off and the decline so quickly. We can only hope it's a manager thing. I mean, if it's
Yes.
not a manager thing, then it's over.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
that's it. Then he was the best one. Then he'd be the best one season sensation of all time because if a manager can't if another manager can't change him back to what he was, then it's done. And that would be really upsetting. I don't have a Cole Palmer jersey. You do though. You're wearing it. Damn, that sucks. And it's the number 20. It's not even
It's
the
the old
10.
one. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that would suck. But yeah, he's my most overrated player as well. I don't think there's anybody else that falls into that category. And we kept like trying to, at least I did, kept trying to grasp at straws. Like, hey, maybe he's not on it. Yeah, no, it's just been
No,
bad.
he was the first one came to
Yeah,
mind. I
it's
was
just
like, yep,
bad.
he wins this award.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And that'll lead us into the surprise team of this season. What team surprised you the most this season, Jay?
So there's actually a couple. Like there
Sure.
really was a
Sure.
couple. Like
What if you
I
want
had
to?
Man United on this list.
Mhm.
I had Bournemouth. I had Brentford as well. But I think the biggest one for me was Sunderland.
Yeah.
Just because we know we say this sometimes, most teams that come from the championship usually go back down.
Right.
Usually 2 out of 3 go back down for sure.
Mhm.
And then the one is usually right on the edge of fighting. But knowing Sunderland has a chance, and we'll talk about this shortly, Sunderland has a chance to play in European football.
Yep.
Actually, they play Chelsea next week, actually. That they have a chance is just it's just so impressive as a championship club coming up that like you're gonna have a chance to fight for European football. And
Yeah.
they're enjoyable to watch too. Like they're not
I
boring.
know.
They're coached well. They have some very well not like well-known players, but some very good players that fly under the radar. So I think they're gonna be in the Premier League for a couple of years. And especially if they get European football, they're gonna get some more revenue, get some more money, and they're gonna be able to bring in some better players.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm going to go with a team it's a smaller market team as well. It's not a recently promoted team, but it's going to be Bournemouth. Bournemouth
Yeah.
sitting at sixth in the table right now. They head into the final weekend 3 points behind Liverpool and a 6 goal differential for that Champions League spot. It does look like Liverpool should have that last Champions League spot, but it does look like Bournemouth, irregardless, will be in Europe, and in this case, they're at least going to be in the Europa League,
Yeah.
right? And I believe this is Bournemouth's probably their first time in Europe, or if it's not their first time in Europe, it's the first time in Europe in quite some time. Went on a bit of a heater to kind of round out the season. And if you look at kind of their overall record, only 13 wins, 17 draws. They only lost 7 matches all season, right? So they had
Yeah.
the third lowest amount of losses in the Premier League or I'm sorry, tied for second lowest amount of losses in the Premier League this season. Tied for second with Man United. The only other teams with less losses were Arsenal and Man City. So
That's impressive. Yeah.
pretty good company there for such a small side. Um, Coming out of the Vitality Stadium. The other team that I had kind of in my mind was Leeds, another team that was just recently promoted, ended up finishing in 14th. Good season, 47 points so far. They finish up with West Ham. They could be on 50 points. And the other team I had in my head, but for a negative reason, was Newcastle. 14
Yeah.
wins, 16 losses on the season, 49 points. I mean, they're safely in 11th place, but again, missing out on Europe. And for a team that had so many high hopes and to me still has, when healthy at least, the best midfield trio in the Premier League in Sandro Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Just so much money they spent too on the strikers, Voltemade, Wissa. Really disappointing season for them, but give me Bournemouth. I think they really shined in my eye. They
Oh,
really
yeah.
stood out the most.
I can agree.
All right, awesome. Glad we're in agreement there, Jay. As we move forward to the last weekend of the season for the domestic leagues, we're going to jump into the Premier League first because, like we said before, there are still a few matches worth playing for. So, Justin, I know you have the list. So, do you want to read off match number one, what we're covering first?
Yeah. So, let's actually start off with La Liga because La Liga's simple.
Okay, yeah, let's get into
Yeah.
La Liga.
We'll start off with La Liga.
Listeners, we're just to let you know, we're gonna be going through La Liga Serie A, the Premier League, and just kind of what the last week looks for each.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing super crazy. La Liga, obviously, Barcelona have been confirmed the La Liga champions. Going into the Champions League next year, we will see Real Madrid, Villarreal, and Atletico Madrid. So,
Mhm.
Diego Simone, I
Real
forgot. We didn't
Betis
say
too. Real Betis as well, 5 spots.
5 spots. There you go. I missed that one. And Diego, we didn't talk about Diego Simone is coming back to Atletico Madrid.
Well, we
He
didn't
did.
have a coaching change there.
What happened?
Well, we didn't have a coaching change.
Yeah, but they didn't know if he was going to stay. They thought he was going to leave.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Like his son still plays there. I'm not overly surprised
No,
there.
yeah. Yeah, so fair enough. So that's what's happening in La Liga as La Liga is basically finished up. So then we go to Serie A, which Serie A is a going to come down to the
It's
last
gonna be a
day.
barn burner. Yeah.
And if you're in Italy, it's going to be a great day for some Italian football because it is just going to be drama all over the place. We have Inter, who are the champions. In second is Napoli with 73 points. Milan is in third with 70. Roma is in fourth with 70. And then we have Como and Juventus on the outside with 68. So all these teams have a chance to make Champions League football. And actually, Napoli is actually confirmed for the Champions League. The other two spots could go to Milan, Roma, Como, or Juventus. Like I said, Milan and Roma are both on 70. But Como and Juventus, who are 2 points behind, have better goal differentials, which Milan can't catch up to. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets those last two spots. I don't want to go through each team, tell you who they play. Uh, but all those games will be happening Sunday at 2:45 p.m. So if you're not doing anything there, definitely put those games on. You get the little quad box going, get all four of those games going at once, watch some drama.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Live drama. Love it, Jay.
So then we go to our favorite league, the Premier League.
Yeah.
So obviously, as of right now, we have Arsenal obviously as our champions. We have Man City, who is qualified for the Champions League. We have Man United, who's qualified for the Champions League, and we have Aston Villa, who is in that Champions League spot as well. Ian, I know you talk about Liverpool should be getting that last Champions League spot. The only way they don't, if they win, they're automatically get that fifth spot. If they lose,
Or
Bournemouth would have,
draw.
yeah, or draw. If not, Bournemouth would have to score six more goals. Goal
Yeah,
differential.
there had to be
Good
a
goal
differential of
differential.
6. So Liverpool
Six.
would have to lose by a lot to Brentford, and
Yes.
there'd have to be quite a difference here.
Quite a set. So we'll talk about the European games, and we'll obviously go to the last two games, which are probably the most important. Is obviously you have Chelsea playing Sunderland. Chelsea who's in eighth with 52 points. Sunderland who's in 10th with 51 points. As of right now, Chelsea has that Conference League qualification spot. But with a win, It does get them to 55 points, which does give them a chance, which gives them a chance to get into the Europa League. But
Mhm.
that's all going to depend on the Brighton versus Man U game.
Yep.
If Brighton does win that game and we win or we tie or loss, it doesn't matter. We are going to be in the Conference League.
Yep.
So Manchester United, I know you don't got much to play for, uh, but help us out here.
Yeah. I mean, Chelsea need to win this match against Sunderland. Do I see Chelsea beating Sunderland on Sunday? Is the question. My answer? No. We're on the road. We're not good on the road.
I think we lost to
We
them this year too already too.
we lost to them already this year.
Yeah.
We only beat Fulham. I mean, it was a huge win against not Fulham, Tottenham today. We only beat them 2-1, and we were outpossessed by a team that is sitting in 17th. So yeah, no, I don't have a lot of yeah. Our form is shit. I don't have a lot of hope going into this match against Sunderland. So I would say positively a draw. I don't see us leaving with 3 points though.
But yeah. And the draw won't be good enough unless the goal differential is
Well, it would be
three.
impossible.
Yeah.
You can't have a unless Man U beat Brighton by 3.
That's what I was going for, like the goal
Ah,
differential
okay,
between the
gotcha.
yeah. And then the last one before we talk about the Spurs and West Ham relegation match is Brentford versus Liverpool. Brentford's currently sitting in ninth, same amount of points as Chelsea with 52. Uh, but they have a +3 goal differential. So they could get into Conference League if Chelsea loses. And they could go all the way to the Europa League if Brighton and Chelsea win. So there's definitely
Yeah.
a lot of, again, some good games that actually matter going into this weekend for the European football. But obviously, the main one we're going to be talking about, which you're going to be able to chime in on
Well,
11
before we
a.m.
get there, before
Oh,
we
okay.
get there, because I question for you about the Liverpool match after Salah's comments regarding Arnie Slot. Does Salah start in his last match at Liverpool as a
Yes.
Liverpoolian? Does he?
Yes.
You think Arnie Slot starts him after all the shit he said?
Yeah.
And the
It's our
whole
nice.
locker room liking it?
It's our nice slot. Yes.
Okay. So in that case, I see Brentford winning. If you're gonna fucking run him out there, that means you've lost total, absolute control of that locker room, and Brentford's gonna run over you, and
Uh,
they're not gonna qualify for Champions
no.
League.
Yeah.
Or even if they do, fuck off. They don't deserve it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I could be wrong, but I don't know. That's
Arne
just my
Slot
opinion.
could be my
That's just,
worst manager of my season too. For a
yeah.
guy who stayed the entire season, spent the amount of money he did over the last season, jeez,
Hope he stays there next year. But no, that's just my opinion. And then
that's fine.
obviously going to the game that matters, like I said, 11 o'clock Eastern time. You're going to be able to watch West Ham versus Leeds United and Tottenham versus Everton. These are going to be obviously the biggest games of the Premier League. Right now, you have Spurs, who is ahead by 2 points. So all Spurs do need is a draw, just because the goal differential is a big gap.
12, yeah.
Yeah, big gap. So we don't see that happening. So going to be very important games for both teams, and I think both opponents aren't, what's the word I'm trying to think here? Not to take lightly, I'd probably say.
I
And
think
if
West Ham's got the advantage here. I think they do have the upper hand in opponent because at least West Ham is home, right? So that is going to be
that is
big.
true, yeah.
Everton on the road for Tottenham is going to be one that's a bit of a drive up to Merseyside or a commute for that Sunday match, having already played today. Um, and I think Everton's a little bit of a tougher opponent than Leeds as well.
No, yeah.
A slightly tougher opponent, but not much, but especially being at home. I mean, my eyes are going to be it. I don't like that. I do and I don't like that they play them all at 11 a.m. It just makes it tough if you do want to follow as a fan some of these storylines because like just a little bit difficult to keep your
Like,
eye because like
will
how
you
many
watch?
matches am I going to be able to watch at the same time, unfortunately, on Sunday?
Will you watch the Chelsea game or no? Just because it
Because
does
it's the
mean
last,
with
well, just because it's the last match of the season, I'm gonna have it on somewhere,
some
right?
area,
You
and
know
like
what I
you
mean?
said,
Like, unfortunately, I have an addiction, and it's Chelsea Football Club. No matter what fucking time it is, it could be 4:30 in California. I'm gonna wake up and watch.
yeah,
I have an issue, so it's
yeah,
gonna be on something. but like so are all of these matches. Like
Yeah,
Liverpool versus Brentford is huge to me because I do see Liverpool losing, and I do want to see Salah's last match there. I want to see how everything's handled. I mean,
yeah,
this is a great weekend of matches.
yeah, because I think it'd be tough. Like, imagine Arsenal didn't win the league today. Like, you would have to
Yeah,
watch the Arsenal game. You would have to watch the Man City game. You would
and then you
definitely be
have to
watching the
watch
Spurs
Tottenham.
and West Ham game. That's four
Right,
games. And obviously, us as Chelsea fans, we want to watch that Chelsea game. That's five games at the same time. Like,
right.
you can probably put them all on, but you're gonna miss a lot because your eyes can't be
Yeah.
glued back and forth like that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's half of the Premier League. Yeah. I mean, so I guess who do you have? Tottenham versus Everton. Don't think a lot into it. Gut reaction, go.
Gut reaction.
Yeah.
Spurs move on.
Man, see, that's the shit that you say that pisses me off.
You said think fast reaction. I'm sorry, Spurs move on. I don't think West Ham gets it done. I think West Ham get a point out of it.
Man, whatever. It's hard
I'm
for
not,
me to disagree. It's hard. Like, all Tottenham needs to do is grab a point at Everton.
yeah. And these are the games too. Like there's coaches, there's fans on the sideline who are watching the opponent, and then
Yeah.
the energy starts to boost and stuff like that. Like you know what's going on.
I think I think I'm going to go with Tottenham as well, unfortunately. I think my gut's saying that, and my brain, I just think it would be too good of a feeling for me if Tottenham went down, right? I think
Uh,
it would be too ridiculous. But I mean, that
yeah,
being said, West Ham also going down, that's a 60,000 person stadium that goes away.
that's yeah.
Apparently that's also going to be like more in taxes for the Londoners because you're not getting the tax revenue from the Premier League, or the revenue from the Premier League to cover the
Uh,
taxes because it's a city-owned
yeah.
stadium. Yeah, it's a whole thing there. But yeah, I mean, either way, there's going to be a championship team playing in a 60,000 seat stadium next season. It's
Crazy
pretty
to think
wild.
about.
Yeah. All right, Jay. Well, I believe, oh, we have one more topic, and that
Spygate.
is Spygate 2.0. We had Southampton. Um, Listeners, we talked about it recently. We had kind of talked about a potential points deduction for Southampton after they're spying on Middlesbrough. Um, Maybe, in the Premier League if they won. No, no, totally nuclear. Scratch them. Just threw them right out of the final that was supposed to happen this Saturday. Southampton's out, so now it's going to be Hull City versus Middlesbrough. Winner advances to the Premier League. You could say justice was served. I think pretty easily there. I believe, I think it's pretty nuclear that they did it. I think it's wild that they ended up doing it. Like, you don't really see a decision like that. I feel like in the English football pyramid happen so fast, like what we were already talking about before, 118 or whatever charges against City
Yeah.
still haven't been addressed. And right now they just flip the script. They're like, nah, you're out. Good for Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Do I think Hull City has the advantage? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Were you able to see the picture of the guy spying?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like ridiculous. It's just like some
William Salt was the guy's
It's just like
name.
a normal looking
Yeah.
fellow with like glasses on behind a tree. It's like, and then you look at the picture and think, oh, that's the most obvious spy I've
That
ever
was
seen
my
in my
biggest thing. It was
life.
like,
I'd be
and
like, yo, who's
especially
this fucking jackass taking pictures of me in the tree?
especially with like technology nowadays. Like, did you not think there was cameras or
There
reporters
was
or something
not, like,
not
that
gonna
man did not look like he gave one fuck. He was like standing
no.
like 2 feet out from behind the tree. Like, he couldn't have been
Yeah.
any more obvious.
You know
Like,
that they did this to Ipswich and Oxford too. That came out too. They admitted to
oh,
spying on
really?
Ipswich and Oxford.
Wow.
So yeah, that kind of just looks like crap on them. And like again, this is something like you don't hear out of English football. Like this reminds me of like not going into like any other sports of like Tom Brady with the
Right.
deflating
Yeah.
footballs, the Astros banging the trash can cheating. Like these are like and like you said, this punishment came out quick. Like I thought they were still gonna be able to play the game. And then
Oh,
like
yeah.
you said, I thought they were gonna come in if they won to the Premier League and get
Yep.
a
They
point
get like almost
deduction.
at the point deduction. They made it like almost an auto relegation.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing from here is they are getting if you didn't say a 4 point deduction anyway.
Good.
So
I mean,
it's
they
only
should get a
four
lot of
points.
shit.
But the
Yeah.
biggest thing like that you really think about is like you make it to the Premier League, they would have had a guaranteed $200 million. Could have
How
got a
shitty of
lot
a
of
feeling do you
players
think
with
that is
that.
for the fucking players?
Oh, it's got to be awful.
You know what I mean? Like the
And it's
players,
not
like you didn't even
you
give them
had
a
nothing
chance.
to
Like this,
do.
Right, exactly. It's not even
You
there.
worked your ass off the entire season to give yourself literally one game, 90 minutes, maybe 120 depending on extra time to go get back into that Premier League that you were the year before. And then William Salt, the guy hiding behind a bush
William
with
Salt, man.
with
Yo,
glasses
to put
ruins it.
salt in the wound, naming the dude William Salt is like pretty ridiculous. Like that's just salt in the wound, man. Like, what's your name? William Salt. Ah, for fuck's sake. You couldn't
We're
even think of anything better. Like
we're gonna have to get a picture of him and clip it to our Instagram. We're gonna have to
what
make a
like a
reel of him.
just like oh man, like he might as well have just put on like the fake mustache nose combo with those glasses too. Like it was like yeah, like I said, like it was so clear like who's this jackass taking pictures? Like yeah, he stuck out like a sore thumb.
I just can't believe like the way he looked.
You
I
look
ain't
like
even
a
gonna see
bag.
it. That's William Salt
Yeah,
right
he
there for
legitimately looks
everyone
like just like a
watching.
normal person,
Like
regular jeans,
doing a
like
really good job hiding there, bud.
yeah, like you know, like you're what are you doing? You're behind a tree. Like you're obviously trying to hide part of your body from something. Like what are you doing there, man?
I wonder how
Yeah,
good his
yeah.
camera was.
Well, that's the thing too. Like imagine it's just an iPhone, like choppy footage that they like can't even use. Like, oh man, William
That's
Salt. I'm gonna
that's
start
hilarious.
using that name around town.
William Salt. It's
Yeah, William Salt. That's what I like. If people ask me who I am, William Salt. It's a
actually
good
pretty
one.
funny.
Oh man. Well, all right, Jay. I do believe indeed it brings us to the end of another episode. Anything you want to leave our lovely listeners with and viewers if you're watching on the YouTube?
Yeah. I guess I'll take the YouTube part. Continue. YouTube is starting to get going, uploading a lot of videos. So make sure you guys go like and subscribe at Beyond the Ball Pod on YouTube. It's so funny.
Yeah. So actually, we have breaking news on that Southampton point that involves manager. Southampton manager Tonda Eckert faces the sack and an FA ban. This is from Talk Sport 14 minutes ago. Sources close to Saints owner Dragon Solak said he'll be furious with Eckert for bringing the club's name in disrepute. Players are also said to be raging and are considering legal action for loss of potential earnings.
Wow.
Wow.
William Salt, man, look what you did to the club. You're
This is
bringing
this
him
is Talk
down.
Sport breaking news, by the way, from 14 minutes ago. I have to say that it's not ours, but wow. Whoa. That's a bomb to leave the listeners with.
Yeah, I think that's a great one to leave off on.
Wow. All right. Well, listeners, if you made it through this long, hope you heard that bomb. I'm definitely going to pin that. And yeah, if you hadn't already, follow us on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Follow us on Instagram as well at beyond_a_ball_. Leave us a note, send us a message, let us know what you want to hear on the next episode. We'd love to take your questions and go through them. And from all of us over here at the Beyond the Ball podcast, until next time.